Namaste students. We are into the fourth part of our video lesson on the chapter National Income and Related Aggregates. In the previous part, we learned value added methods of calculating national income. Next method which we have to learn is income methods. In income methods, we start by calculating NDPFC, net domestic product at a factor cost. Formula to calculate NDPFC is equal to compensation of employees plus operating surplus plus mixed income of self-employed. Compensation of employees plus operating surplus mixed income of self-employed. Compensation of employee, in short we can call it COE. Operating surplus we can write as OS. Mixed income of self-employed we can write as MI. So NDPFC is equal to COE plus OS plus MI. Let's look into each and every component one by one. First one, compensation of employees or COE. COE can be calculated by adding wages in cash, wages received by the employees in cash in the form of money. Then wages in kind. Wages in kind means in the form of goods or services. If the firm is giving any payment to the employee, it can be called wages in kind. For example, an employee may be getting a rent-free accommodation, rent-free house, or maybe getting a car and a driver. These all come under wages in kind. Employers' contribution to social security schemes. Social security schemes like EPF, Employees Provident Funds. To EPF or Provident Funds, both the employer and employee make contributions. We don't consider employees' contribution, we consider only employers' contribution. And pension on retirement. See, old age pension will not be considered. Only pension on retirement. Those who are working with the government or with the companies and getting a pension after retirement. So all these if you add up, you will get a COE. So COE is equal to wages in cash, wages in kind, employers' contribution to social security schemes and pension on retirement. If COE is directly given in the problem, the other components we can ignore. In case COE is not given, whatever components are given, you must add up in order to get COE. Suppose wages is given, employer's contribution is given, add those two, you will get COE. So this is how COE has to be calculated. Let me repeat, COE is equal to wages in cash, wages in kind, employers' contribution to social security schemes and pension on retirement. Next one is operating surplus. We write it as OS. OS can be calculated by adding rent, royalty, interest. Remember, interest on loans taken for productive services only should be considered. Interest on loans taken for productive services only should be considered. And profit. If all these, if you add, you will get OS. So OS is equal to rent plus royalty plus interest plus profit. Sometimes they will give OS as it is. Then you need not consider all these components. In case OS is not given, among the components, whatever is given, you should add up in order to get OS. Sometimes profit will be given as it is. In case profit is not given, and if they have given dividends, retained earnings, corporate tax or corporation tax, add up all these, you will get profit. So profit can be calculated by adding corporate tax, dividends, and retained earnings. If profit is directly given, you need not consider these components. So this is how OS is calculated. Next one is mixed income of self-employed people. When you say mixed income of self-employed people, you refer to the income of on-account workers like farmers, barbers, etc. And unincorporated enterprises like retail traders, small shopkeepers, etc. They don't maintain proper records, so we will not have exact information about their income. So that is what we call mixed income of self-employed. If it is given in the problem, you can consider it, you can take it, otherwise you can think that mixed income is zero. So that is how we calculate NDPFC. After calculating NDPFC, we can directly calculate national income, that is NNPFC. NNPFC is equal to NDPFC plus NFIA, net factor income from abroad. So NNPFC is what is called the national income. Other aggregates you can calculate. Suppose you want to calculate GDPFC from NDPFC. GDPFC is equal to NDPFC plus depreciation. You want to calculate NDPMP, NDPFC plus NIT. So in this way, other aggregates can also be calculated. I think you could understand the method of calculation of national income by income methods. Let us now look into a number of problems and see how these problems are solved. The first problem is calculate gross national product at market price. We need to calculate GNPMP, gross national product at market price by income method. Have a look at the problem. Rent is given, interest is given, dividends is given, undistributed profit is given, corporate tax is given, compensation of employees is given directly, COE is given directly. Consumption of fixed capital. What is consumption of fixed capital? Depreciation. Net indirect tax is given, NIT. Net factor income from abroad is also directly given in the problem. So COE is given in the problem directly, 400. But OS is not given. We can find it out by adding rent, interest and profit. But profit is not given. So profit can be calculated by adding dividend, undistributed profits. Undistributed profit is nothing but retained earnings. Part of profit which the firm keep with itself for its future development. That is what we call retained earnings or undistributed profit. Corporate or corporation tax is given. It is tax on profit. So if you add dividends, undistributed profit and corporate tax, you will get a profit. So rent is already there, interest is there and profit can be calculated. Mixed income of self-employed is not given in the problem, so we can consider it as zero. Now let's see how this problem is solved. First we write the formula. NDPFC is equal to COE plus OS plus MI. COE is given directly in the problem, it is 400. OS we have to calculate rent plus interest plus profit. Rent is given 20, interest is given 30, profit we need to find out dividends plus undistributed profit plus corporate tax. Dividend is 45, undistributed profit 5 plus 10 is corporate tax. Altogether we get 60. So 60 crore is actually profit. So OS is rent plus interest plus profit. So 20 is rent, 20 plus 30 is interest, so 30 plus 60 is profit. So 20 plus 30 plus 60, 110 is OS. So now we can go for NDPFC. NDPFC is equal to COE plus OS plus MI. How much is COE? 400. How much is OS? 110. MI is not given, so we consider it as 0. So 400 plus 110 plus 0, which is equal to 510. So NDPFC is 510. So we have calculated NDPFC, but we are asked to find out GNPMP. So let us see how we can reach GNPMP. From NDPFC, we can calculate GDPFC. How? By adding depreciation. So GDPFC is equal to NDPFC plus depreciation. That means 510 plus 10. Consumption of fixed capital or depreciation is 10. So 510 plus 10 is equal to 520. GDPFC is 520. From GDPFC we can calculate GDPMP by adding NIT. You know the difference between FC and MP is NIT. So GDPMP is equal to GDPFC plus net indirect taxes. That is 520 plus 50. We get 570. So now we got GDPMP. From this we can calculate GNPMP, gross national product at market price. GNPMP is equal to GDPMP plus NFIA, net factor income from abroad. How much is GDPMP? 570. And NFIA is given in the problem, it is minus 10. So 570 plus minus 10 we get 560 crores. So our answer is 560 crores. GNPMP is 560 crores. So we first calculated NDPFC and from there we reached the GNPMP. I think it is clear to you. Let us now go on to the second numerical question. Calculate national income by income method. National income. NNPFC is national income. We already learned. Net national product at a factor cost is equal to national income. Because NNPFC is equal to income earned by the people of a country in the form of rent, wages, interest and profit. Income earned by the people of a nation in the form of rent, wages, interest and profit, that is what you call national income. So NNPFC is always equal to national income. So in the question, if they ask you to calculate national income, you need to calculate NNPFC, net national product at a factor cost. Let's see the items given here. You know, COE is not given in the question. Instead, they have given wages and salaries. And no other component of COE is given. So we can take wages and salaries as COE. So in this question, COE is 500. OS is not given. Instead, the components of OS are given. Royalty, interest, rent. Profit is not directly given. Instead, they have given profit after tax and corporate tax. Profit after paying tax and tax on profit. If you add those two, you will get profit. So profit after tax plus corporate tax is equal to profit. MI is not given. Mixed income of self-employed is not given. So let us now see how this problem is solved. First we write the formula NDPFC is equal to COE plus OS plus MI. COE we already know, wages and salaries 500. OS we need to calculate by adding royalty, interest, rent and profit. Profit is equal to profit after tax plus corporate tax. Profit after tax is 100. Corporate tax is 20. So 100 plus 20 which is equal to 120. So 120 is actually profit. So let us now go on for the calculation of operating surplus or OS. Royalty is 20 plus interest is 40 plus rent is 50 plus profit is 120. So we get 230. So 230 is actually our OS. Now we can now go on for the calculation of NDPFC. NDPFC is equal to COE plus OS plus MI. COE is 500. OS is 230. So NDPFC is actually 730. NDPFC is 730. Now from NDPFC we can calculate NNPFC. NNPFC is equal to NDPFC plus NFIA. So how much is NDPFC? NDPFC is 730. NFIA is minus 5. So NNPFC is equal to net national product at factor cost is equal to 730 plus minus 5. That is 725 crores. So 725 crores is net national product at factor cost and NNPFC is national income. So national income is 725 crores. Look into the third numerical question. Calculate national income from the following data. Here also we are asked to calculate national income. That means we need to calculate NNPFC. FC. We know national income is NNPFC, net national product at factor cost. Have a look at the items given. Mixed income of self-employed is given, so MI is there. Operating surplus is given, OS is there. But they have not given COE. Instead, they have given two components of COE. What are they? One is wages and salaries. Another one is employers' contribution to social security schemes. Old age pension is given, but don't take it into account because old age pension is not a component of COE. Old age pension is transfer payment. It should not be included. Pension on retirement can be included, but that is not given in the problem. So we need to add wages and salaries and employers' contribution to social security scheme. Then we will get a COE. Let's see how the problem is solved. We write the formula NDPFC is equal to COE plus OS plus MI. COE is wages and salaries plus employers' contribution to social security scheme. Wages and salaries 500 crore plus employers' contribution is 50 crore. So we get 550 crore. So COE is 550 crore. OS is given in the problem 900. MI is given in the problem, it is 200. So NDPFC is equal to COE plus OS plus MI. COE 550 plus OS 900 plus MI 200. So 550 plus 900 plus 200, we get 1650. So NDPFC is 1650. From NDPFC we can derive NNPFC. How? By adding NFIA. So NNPFC is equal to NDPFC plus NFIA. 1650 plus minus 10. 1640 crores. So 1640 crores is actually national income, NNPFC. Let us go on to the fourth problem. Here also we are asked to calculate national income by income methods. Have a look at the components given. Employers' contribution to social security schemes is given. To confuse you, they have given employees' contribution to social security schemes also. Dear students, don't consider employees' contribution. Consider only employers' contribution to social security scheme. Employees' contribution you can ignore. They will give many items which are not needed for us. You can ignore them. Mixed income of self-employed. Mixed income of self-employed is given in the problem. So that can be directly taken. OS is not given, but they have given rent, interest and profit. Tax on profit is given, we don't require it because profit is already given. So rent, interest and profit, these three components if you add up, you will get a OS. Have a look at the solution for this problem. NDPFC we know COE plus OS plus MI. COE is directly given, it is 500. OS is equal to rent plus interest plus profit. Rent is 80, interest is 100, profit is 210. So we get 390 OS. MI is given 250. NDPFC is equal to COE plus OS plus MI. That means 500 plus 390 plus 250. We get 1140. So NDPFC is 1140. Add NFIA, you will get NNPFC, that is national income. So NNPFC is equal to NDPFC plus NFIA. 1140 plus minus 20. NFIA is minus 20. So we get 1120. That's the answer for the. Let's now move on to the fifth numerical question. Calculate national income from the following data. Again we need to calculate NNPFC. Compensation of employees is given directly 400 crores. OS is not given, but they have given profit, rent, interest. Dividend is not needed for us because profit is already given. Employers' contribution and all not needed because compensation of employees is directly given. Mixed income of self-employed is given. So let's see how the problem is solved. NDPFC is equal to COE plus OS plus MI. We write the formula. COE we know is given in the question. It is 400. OS is profit plus rent plus interest 200 plus 150 plus 100, we get 450. MI is directly given in the problem, it is 500. So NDPFC is equal to COE plus OS plus MI. That is 400 plus 450 plus 500. If you add up, you will get 1350. From NDPFC, we can calculate NNPFC by adding NFIA. So NNPFC is equal to NDPFC plus NFIA. 1350 plus minus 50. We get 1300 crores. So national income is 1300 crores. Coming to the sixth numerical question. Here we are asked to calculate gross national product at market price, GNPMP. Gross national product at market price, GNPMP. Compensation of employees is directly given. COE is directly given. OS is not given, but they have given rent, profit and interest. If you add up, you will get OS. Mixed income is given. So let's see how it is solved. We write the formula NDPFC is equal to compensation of employees plus operating surplus plus mixed income of self-employed. COE is given 100. OS can be calculated rent plus interest plus profit. 20 plus 10 plus 10 we get 40. So OS is 40 crore. MI is given in the question 110. So let's calculate NDPFC COE that is 100 plus OS that is 40 plus MI that is 110. We get 250 crores NDPFC. From NDPFC we can calculate GDPFC by adding depreciation. So NDPFC plus depreciation we get GDPFC 250 plus 20 270. From GDPFC we can calculate GDPMP by adding NIT. So GDPMP is equal to GDPFC plus NIT. 270 plus 30 we get 300. From GDPMP we can derive GNPMP by adding NFIA. So GDPMP plus NFIA, that is 300 plus minus 20, 280 is GNPMP, gross national product at the market price. Well, gone to the seventh numerical question. We have to calculate gross national product at market price, GNPMP. They have given compensation of employees directly. Mixed income of self-employed is also given directly, but OS operating surplus is not given. So add up rent, interest, profit. Dividend and all not needed because dividend is a part of profit. So rent, interest and profit if you add, you will get operating surplus. Have a look at the solution. We go for NDPFC. We write the formula COE plus OS plus MI. COE is given 250. OS we calculate by adding rent, interest and profit. 400 is rent, interest is 200, profit is 600. So 1200 is OS. MI is given, it's 100. So NDPFC can be easily calculated. COE 250 plus OS 1200 plus MI 100. We get 1550. So NDPFC is 1550. We can easily calculate GDPFC by adding depreciation. Okay. So 1550 plus 30 is depreciation, consumption of fixed capital. So we get 1580. From GDPFC we can calculate GDPMP. How? By adding NIT. Okay. GDPFC plus NIT. We get GDPMP 1580 plus NIT is 70 given in the problem. We get 1650. From GDPMP we can calculate gross national product at market price by adding NFIA. So GDPMP plus NFIA 1650 plus minus 10, 1640 crores is our answer. We will look into one more problem. Calculate gross domestic product at market price, GDPMP, gross domestic product, GDPMP. Items given are mixed income of self-employed is given, compensation of employees is given. They have not given operating surplus, instead rent, interest and profit they have given. That is nothing but operating surplus 100. Have a look at the solution. We calculate NDPFC, COE plus OS plus MI. COE is given 240, OS is given 100. OS is not directly given. They have given rent, interest and profit together. That is nothing but OS. Okay. So we can say that OS is given. So OS is 100. MI is 280. So NDPFC is equal to COE plus OS plus MI. That is 240 plus 100 plus 280. We get 620. From GDPFC we calculate, from NDPFC we calculate GDPFC. How? Adding depreciation. So NDPFC plus depreciation. 620 plus 40, 660 is GDPFC. From GDPFC we can calculate GDPMP. How? By adding NIT. So GDPFC plus NIT is equal to GDPMP. NIT is not directly given, but they have given indirect tax and subsidies. Find out the difference between indirect tax and subsidies. Indirect tax 90, subsidies 10, so NIT is 80. So GDPMP is GDPFC, that is 660 plus NIT, that is 80. So 660 plus 80 we get 740 crores. So 740 crores is actually GDPMP. So we have discussed nearly 8 problems. You need to work out more problems to get yourself thorough in the calculation of national income by income method. Let us have a look at the precautions that should be taken while calculating national income by income method. When you calculate national income by income method, you need to be careful. You need to take certain precautions. First one is, do not include transfer income. One of the problems we saw, pension, old age pension. We didn't include it because it's transfer income. So transfer income should not be included. Income earned by illegal activities, unlawful activities should not be included. Income earned by selling second-hand goods should not be included. Because second-hand goods, income earned by second-hand goods, we already included in a previous year. So now no need to include. But if a broker is getting commission for selling a second-hand goods, it can be included. Income earned by selling second-hand goods should not be included, but brokerage on the selling of second-hand goods can be included. Income earned from leisure time activities should not be included. And finally, income earned by selling shares of firms should not be included. Actually, buying and selling of shares we consider as transfer income only. If you earn income by selling share, you consider it transfer income. So transfer income will not be included. So income earned by selling shares should not be included. So that's all about income method. I hope it is clear to you. In the next part of our video lesson, we will go on to the expenditure methods.